Welcome to the Problem Corner for Pathfinder 2nd Edition, and by extension, pretty much any other role-playing game ever created. My name is Model42 and today we are going to ask the simple, yet difficult to answer question, is music during tabletop role-playing a good or a bad idea? It sounds so simple when you think about it, doesn't it? You play a nice and quiet melody when the heroes are traveling the lands or through the town, a heart-pounding battle hymn when they fight a tribe of orcs, and a mysterious and scary tune once they enter that haunted mansion. When you look at this from that perspective, it sounds like a really great idea, and I've done it pretty well on occasion, choosing the right music, and getting a good, subconscious atmosphere, even before I started reading that description. But then you have the other side, especially if your players are quite knowledgeable about movies, games, or music in general. While this is no problem in games like Cyberpunk, Shadowrun, or the DC adventure game, since they almost likely play in a modern setting, in games like Pathfinder or D&D, it gets tricky. There are a lot of great tunes out there, especially made for games like this, but then you have to look for something that fits your style, does not sound too generic, or is free, since we cannot buy 1,000 pieces of music, just in hopes we use it someday. In my case, I have a huge selection of soundtrack CDs and digital music I bought over the last 25 years, with some being more known than others, and luckily, some being quite unknown to my entire group. Still, playing a song from Lord of the Rings or the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise is always, and I want to emphasize this, always a bad idea, if you are not playing that exact setting. Why, you might ask? Easy, because many of us have seen those movies, and once those epic and well-known notes hit our eardrums, we lose the pictures of the game we are playing, and now have scenes from the movies in our heads. As you can see, those are the major two reasons for, and against, playing music in your game sessions. So how can we fix it? I've walked through the landscape that is YouTube very often and I found some decent music here and there, but very often I did not find anything that fit the scenes and situations my players found themselves in, and that was very often the case, the style of music was so vastly different in execution from the other songs that it didn't fit well. If people started to replay scenes in their head, imagine a cool battle hymn from Soul Calibur hitting the bass, and follow it up with a quiet town melody from Final Fantasy VIII. It does not work well, no matter how amazing the music and your research was. So again, how do we fix it? We can't. I personally have learned over the years that in fantasy games, I stay with one or two very similar soundtracks at all times or don't use music at all, instead writing more detailed and on-point descriptions for the players, or, like I do in Cyberpunk Red, I choose fitting songs and music, and just go with the flow, which works quite well, especially since I only play music when things happen or atmosphere is important, or if a player is tuning on the radio. You have to find out for yourself what works for you, and somebody will, this I guarantee. Put a comment down on this video, telling their awesome way of finding music, and that is cool. Hopefully I find something great as well, that does not cost money, since I have to turn most of my gold coins before putting it on the bar to buy an ale. I will make a video in the future when it comes to detailed descriptions, and how they easily can make music feel obsolete, so click on that like button, subscribe to my channel for more guides and content to come, and leave a comment, how you solved that problem for your group, since I want to know myself. Just because I have a 42 in the name, does not mean I have the answer for everything, though I always like to try. Thanks for making it this far and stay safe my friends. The world of Galarian is a dangerous one, but one filled with little beauty around most corners.